Welcome back to the Biz Bees and Live at the Hive. We are super excited that you're coming back to us. And I am super honored to have our next guest on. Lorraine has got a tender spot in my heart of what she does and the memories that she creates for her clients. And today we get to hear about her journey and how she went from a vision and a dream to reality and launched her business into existence. So welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you.
I am so excited to hear your journey. I know a little bit about it, but I'm really excited for the viewers to hear about you today. So what do you do?
All right. Well, as far as my business, we're Your Story Productions. And what we do is help people tell their story. That can be through photos and captions in terms of a special event, a slideshow. But more recently, we've gone into more of people telling their personal stories or their family history stories in either a slideshow format or maybe a full-scale memoir where I work kind of as a ghostwriter, or in the form of a memory book.
Really?
Yeah.
So who would be your ideal client? Who hires you?
Okay. Well, we've been in operation for about 10 years. In the beginning, it was mostly special events slideshows. So, you know, anything running the gambit of baby shower, wedding, a lot of 50th wedding anniversaries. We got a lot into memoir programs, particularly during COVID when families couldn't gather. So that is where we've been concentrating. But primarily, and my daughter, Heather Faust, works with me, and she does most of that.
So it's a mother-daughter.
It is a mother-daughter.
Oh, I love that. I have a tender heart for my mom because she works for me too.
I know.
So.
and really, I launched the business 10 years ago when I had a full-time 50, 60-hour week where I really didn't have time for the business.
And what did you do?
I was a communications consultant for the Vanguard Group.
Okay.
So worked with Vanguard's 401k clients, working with them and developing communications to let their employees know the importance of saving for retirement and the best way of doing that. So before that, I did public relations development work. So I was working 50, 60 hours, but my daughter wanted to stay home with her young children, and we were looking at a way. And we had been doing slideshows for family for quite a long time, but we started thinking, well, there's other people that would be willing to pay for these. So
make it a business.
Right. So we set up a website. She set up an Etsy shop, and most of our business for the slideshows comes through our Etsy shop. And she's gotten wonderful at really not just showing pictures and captions, but really with the use of music and just the transitions, really setting a mood. Generally, our what we say in that is, if we don't get people to get a little teary, then we didn't really work.
Yeah, wow, that's true.
We've got to bring, some real emotion into these programs, no matter what it is, a celebration or a memorial.
Yeah.
I retired about 5 years ago, and 4 years ago I decided to move from the Philadelphia suburbs out here to be closer to my daughter and grandchildren. So I felt that I had always enjoyed family history, doing the ancestry thing, and being a writer all my life. I felt that I could do more in the forms of writing the memoirs or putting together what I call memory books, which would be more pictures and stories rather than just pictures in a book.
So speaking of book, you brought some show and tell. So what do you got going there? I'm dying to see.
So this is an example of really a story of a history of a family, and going back and gathering all the old photos. And we have photo editing software, so we can take those old photos and clean them up, and then going just through the whole history, like telling those stories. I think a lot of people are into things like ancestry and putting together the family tree. And I think a lot of their kids and grandkids are like, yeah, that's nice, Mom. It doesn't really mean anything to them right now. They're so busy with kids and family and all of that. But, you know, something like this is a way of not
Tangible.
only just an old pictures in a box, and maybe you don't even know who they are when you go through this box of photos that your grandmother gave you, but tells the stories beside the people and all the funny things that those people did.
So Lorraine, you're probably using your skills of years of writing to be able to interview, because you've interviewed me a couple times, right? So, you know, I can only imagine, I mean, I admire you for your writing and your skills and your brilliance that you bring to life in words. And I can only imagine your clients can feel that way too, that they can verbalize. You can take all of those bits and pieces and craft and curate this beautiful story and bring it to life in a book and with pictures and make this memoir that does bring tears, you know, when they look through it.
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, basically I was a journalism major, and, you know, I've written for newspapers. Right now I do a contributing writer for Medina Weekly News. And what I enjoy doing there is interviewing people, finding out what their story is. So, you know, it kind of, you know, goes upon that, you know, I enjoy interviewing people and really asking the questions about what life means for them. I mean, when I work with a client, I give them a whole list of questions to get them thinking. Not only sort through your photos, but think about, what do you want people to remember about you? And what was important in your life? Who were some of the people that had the biggest influence on your life?
And, you know, that brings up a real sensitive topic that, you know, people can say, oh, I can do that myself. And I can put that up on, you know, XYZ platform and I can create that book. But they will never get the brilliance of your creation, and you're blending all the pieces together, because pictures are one thing, but a story to go with those pictures are what you're really selling that story, and you're curating that story on their behalf because you're the expert, right?
Exactly, yeah. When we started seeing how Facebook was giving people the opportunity to put together little clips and things like that, we're like, oh, are we going to lose business? But not really, because we do offer so much more.
Right, exactly.
And then also, you know, not everybody, you know, particularly people that are older, may not be comfortable about doing something on Facebook.
Yeah, they don't. Well, they probably don't have the technology savvy, right, or the skills to be able to take that. And, you know, I look at other people that, you know, they're so busy that, you know, I'll just say myself, you know, I'm so busy, but what are we really busy with? And then when we take our busyness and if we can pause and do what you're saying is capture those moments. I recently have had loss in my life of my dad and my stepdad, and I look back and say, gosh, what if I would have had that opportunity to sit with my dad and learn about his legacy and his history of his family, because I wasn't very close with them. So, you know, it would be, but that time is gone because he passed so quickly, and so. You know, I can't get those memory back because I didn't have the opportunity of getting those photos, or. You know, I just didn't take the time because I was a caregiver for him while he was ill for 2 years. And so at that moment, I was thinking about taking him to the doctors and making sure that he took his medicine and ate, right? So my head was, you know, really caring for him. And it wasn't until, you know, we talked about, gosh, I wish I would have had that time. And so, I look back and say, gosh, I wish I had that to be able to take to my kid, you know, both my kids are older, but, you know, so that they could see their legacy, because Ancestry.com and all these other on-sites, they don't give the full historical background of what that picture and that story was with that picture, right? And, you know, to sit there and say, yeah, I could tell you the time that we sat and picked strawberries and blah, 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 whatever that story is. You are going to be able to do that totally differently than when somebody just slaps up a picture on a website and makes a book, right? Because there's no story to go with that. And so
and that is the challenge that I have. The biggest challenge with the business is convincing people. It's not an impulse buy. You know, it takes a little work on the part of our clients to gather together the pictures, to sit down and talk with me or fill out the questionnaire. So, but it's, you know, or people themselves think, well, I don't have a story. I'm just a normal, regular person. But you don't need to be a celebrity.
No.
To write about your life and to have a story that's important for your children, for your grandchildren.
Right.
And
right. Yeah. Exactly. So how can people get in touch with you?
Okay. Well, we have a website.
Okay.
Your Story Productions. And I guess I can give you the website.
Yeah.
I also have a blog. We have a Facebook page for Your Story Productions. You know, or give me a call.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy to talk about, you know, whatever type. And as I say, we also do have an Etsy page as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, tell our viewers today, if there's a lady out there watching and she's got this inclining and dream and vision of wanting to do whatever that is, opening up a cupcake shop or, you know, whatever it is, what would be the one nugget of knowledge you would like to share with our viewers today about the whole opening up your business and one of the things that you learned that you want to leave with them today, whether it be, you know, a positive success story or, you know, you shared about your challenge.
Yeah.
So tell us one thing you want to leave with the listeners
Well, for
today.
me, it was, you know, this is a retirement business, you know, and that's a thought too, you know, like you kind of have sometimes a business or, you know, you work as an employee because that's what you have to do right then to pay the bills and put your kids, you know, to school and all of that. But throughout, I kept thinking, what will I do in retirement? And this just seemed to be such an important thing to do. But it definitely takes, well, first of all, confidence in yourself, that you have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
Confidence that people would be interested in this type of thing. Definitely networking is important. You know, particularly when I moved to Medina and didn't know people here, getting out and getting into groups.
That's how we met.
I know, Medina entrepreneurs. So, you know, kind of making those connections, I think, is so important, and a lot of perseverance because, you know, I'll tell my story, people will be excited about it, but we need to go back, you know, when they say it takes 7 times for someone to...
12 times now.
12 times, okay.
Because of social media.
Right, to make that final sale.
Yeah.
So it's perseverance, for sure.
And don't give up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's been an honor. I love
Thank you.
being in your presence. You always are so wise with your words, and your product is so brilliant. And so, to the viewers out there today, if you've got a loved one in your life who you want to capture their memories in a photo book or a slideshow, whatever that case may be, don't be me and wish that you would have done it, you know, prior to. Take that leap of faith, and Lorraine will bring your story to life in brilliant words, and I fully trust in her expertise in her craft. So, again, the Biz Bees is all about uplifting and supporting women in business. And Lorraine, thank you very much. It's never too late to start a business.
No, it is not.
Never. So, if you're looking to start a business, don't wait. Just pull the punch. As you've heard from all of our guests so far, everybody wished they would have started sooner, or just start, right? It's just that one leap of faith. And here at the Biz Bees, we are here to support that. So give us a call or become a member for free today at www.thebizbees.com and become a member of our community. And we'd love to see you at our next event. Up next, we will hear from Rachel Hall, who has got Not Yourself massage therapy studio here in Medina, and we can't wait to hear about her journey on how she became an entrepreneur. So thanks for watching, and toodles.